When we think of psychology, we think of the study of the mind and behavior. And this is also what Aristotle's psychology does, but it does much more. His psychology studies all living beings. Why? Well, psychology means science of the soul. See here, being the soul. But all living beings have souls according to Aristotle. So basically, the study of the soul for Aristotle means to study life itself. Plants have souls. A lotus has a soul. Animals have souls. Dogs have souls. Cows have souls. And finally humans. Yes, even we have souls. But what is the soul? Well, in order to understand what Aristotle says about the soul, let's take a step back and turn to one of the central ideas of Aristotle's philosophy in general, hylomorphism. Hyle is matter and morphe is form. So matterformism if you like. We've discussed this a bit in the video on the 4 causes, so go there to refresh your memory, but the basic idea is this. All things consist of matter and form. If you have a marble statue, then the marble statue consists of 2 things. Matter, which is the material, marble, and form, the form of statue given to the marble. For example, the form of Venus. And what is important for Aristotle is that matter and form are inseparable. You won't find pure matter anywhere, just as there are no pure forms. His teacher Plato taught that there are such things as pure forms and that they inhabit an intelligible world of ideas, away from the real world of things, and all things are what they are by imitating these otherworldly ideas. Go check out the video on Plato and his theory of the forms. No such otherworldly realm exists for Aristotle. There is only this world. Matter and form both belong to it. So the form is inseparable from the matter. You can think it separately, but it does not exist separately as it does in Plato. But what is then the soul? Well, the soul, according to Aristotle, is the form of the body. Body is matter, flesh, bones, organs, hair, blood, all kinds of fluids. But the soul is what forms the body into a living organism, what makes the body a specific living body, and not just a collection of blood, bones, flesh, and fluids. In Latin, Aristotle's main writing on the soul is called De Anima, and anima is soul. And we can say the soul is what animates the body, all living bodies. Plant leaves grow because they have souls. Animal bodies move due to their souls, and humans are able to think because they are ensouled. Non-living beings, rocks for example, don't have souls. They are inanimate, literally without souls. And this is where things get interesting, because for Plato, check out the video on Plato and the soul can be separated from the body, which is why we have reincarnation. There is an otherworldly realm of ideas or forms, and souls can depart to this world and return back into this world. For Aristotle, though, there is no immortality of the soul. There is no other world where the soul goes. Lotus souls, dog souls, human souls, they do not go to heaven. They die with the body. Now, all living beings possess a soul, but not all souls are equal. There are 3 main kinds of souls, and there's a hierarchy between them. First, there is the nutritive soul. Plants have only this kind of soul. And what can this type of soul do? Well, it can nourish. This soul is characterized by the ability to take in food. Now, all living beings have a nutritive soul, but plants have only this kind of soul. Animals have the ability to nourish themselves, but their souls are also capable of perception. So their souls is also sensible. The hierarchy between souls is nested, meaning that lower forms are included in the higher forms. So the sensitive soul is also a nutritive soul. Sensation, touch, smell, sight, hearing, taste, etc. This is what animals in Aristotle's eyes can experience, but plants cannot. Finally, there is the rational soul, which only humans have. And of course, like in the previous case, the rational soul includes the sensitive and the nutritive soul. So we can nourish ourselves, we can sense things, but we can also contemplate things. Now, all these 3 things, however, nutrition, perception, and thinking, do not explain why animals and humans do things that they do. Certainly we can nourish ourselves, we can sense things and think things, but we do much more than that. We pursue certain goals. We are driven by an instinct for self-preservation. In distinction to plants, which just chill around, Aristotle thinks that animals and human souls possess something more. And this more, the final element of the soul, is desire. Desire is what initiates and directs purpose-oriented movement, which is common to all animals, humans and non-human alike. And that's it, Aristotle on the soul. Comment or questions, write below and subscribe.